Men die at a much younger age than women. Men die at work, in work-related accidents, 99 to 1. When men attempt suicide, they succeed 9 times out of 10. When a woman attempts suicide, she fails 9 times out of 10. There's completely different reasons for everything. And the male, when you see what's going on with the male, you can realize that the males are screaming for help right now. And they got one side is the effeminized males, and on the other side is what I call the pseudo masculine males who go out in the back in the woods with their buddies and practice wild man stuff. That's not what being a male is about. Being a male is about taking care first of yourself, then your family, and then your community. And that's what we've lost.
Well, you've looked often at initiatory ceremonies in traditional societies, so I'd like you to describe one of these.
I will. I think when I come back, because it's so lengthy, a description. I don't think I want to start it now. And some people, I think a lot of people will be fascinated why men are so attracted to death. And we can shed this and get past this problem, but we have to face it first, and that's really the whole reason for even bringing up the subject is, are we going to face the fact that there is this gigantic problem and that the way to solve it is not through using drugs and not through feminizing the male, but by actually celebrating masculinity. And we'll get back and discuss this when we come back. I'm Jay Weidner. I'm with the lovely Sharron Rose, and we will be back in just a couple minutes. This is the Smoke and Mirrors Radio Hour every Monday through Friday night. And we're back. The Smoke and Mirrors Radio Hour. I'm Jay Weidner.
I'm Sharron Rose.
And here we are tonight. We're talking about male initiation. Sharron, got anything to say?
Well, you were about to give us a view of male initiation in ancient traditional societies and the power of this experience. What would it look like? Well,
that's why I hesitate to say it, because like I said, you can get probably get arrested today if you actually initiated a male the way you're supposed to. I'm going to give out the call-in number just in case there's someone that's a rather esoteric subject and probably most people can't quite grasp what we're talking about. But hang with us and maybe you'll get it. So if you want to call in and talk to Sharron or I, the number is 877-678-7234, 877-678-7234, and that's an 800 number, so it's free. And so, yeah, what were they doing? Well, basically, as far as we know from the anthropological work that's going on, we know that we know what happened in the male initiation because all the anthropologists were male until Margaret Mead. So we didn't really know what was going on in the female initiatory, and we don't in traditions, and we really don't know now what. Oh, excuse me, I didn't know that. Wrong number. The number is actually 877-342-6673. That's 877-342-6673. If you have any questions about what we're talking about to Sharron or I. And that's an 800 number. Okay, so basically, in these tribal situations, the male, right before they came into puberty, they were taken from their mother and their family. And they were taken by the wise men or the guardians of the tribe. And these were not men who were related, say father or brother. They weren't allowed in on this. And the boy, was taken away, and he was taken out into the wilderness, and generally he was placed in a situation where he could not escape. And it was generally just a trick, like maybe a stone circle with the kid in it, and told that if he leaves the stone circle, he's going to fail the initiation and be humiliated and all of this. And so the kid would stay in the stone circle and be given very little food and very little water, enough to stay alive, but very little. And for 3 or 4 days, the elders would don masks and make noises and prance around in the woods around the kid, scaring the living daylights out of him, essentially, for 3 days. Not starving him, but keeping him in a hungry state, and using that as a device to create hallucinations, and then adding in a little bit of shamanic trickery. You would scare the kid so badly that he would be so dang glad to be alive by the time he got done with this 3 or 4 day experience, that they would then take him back to the tribe. There would be a big dinner and a huge party. But the important thing is to understand is that the boy was no longer a boy. The boy was no longer his mother's. The boy was no longer his father's. The boy was the tribe's. And he belonged to the men of the tribe. And he no longer, because of this experience, because of this initiation, he no longer needed to dance with death, because he had danced with death. And he did it at a seminal time in his life where that experience was ingrained into the psychological makeup, the spiritual makeup, and the conscious makeup of the boy, so that he never forgot it. I mean, I'm telling you, it's an elaborate theatrical event. And it's not to be taken lightly, and this is how you turn a boy into a man, and how you make this man a useful member of the community, a guardian of the community, a person who is appreciated in the community, and a person who appreciates the community that he's a part of. And that's what we don't have today. We have roving bands of males everywhere. They have no companions. They have no links to this society. They have nothing but a thirst for drugs and guns and violence and pornography and all these things. And these are all an affect of this failure on all of our parts to properly take masculine energy and push it in a positive direction.
Well, don't you think this is also related to what I would call the cult of youth that is brought forward by Hollywood, where elders are not respected anymore? In fact, that's why they're talking about these death panels. And why should it be that someone who's lived so many years and has so much wisdom from their experience is completely rejected?
That's really the nugget right there. We're all being mind controlled and induced by Hollywood and television to think a certain way. Anyway, we're going to take a break. I'm Jay Weidner.
I'm Sharron Rose.
And you're listening to the Smoke and Mirrors Radio Hour. Every Monday through Friday from 6 to 9 on the West, 9 to 10 on the East. And we'll be right back.